So I need you to recognize that you used to be that person. Right? You were reconciled through Jesus Christ. So I always remind my folks, you with your sinful self, you with your lying behind, your deviant self, your anything to get ahead, somehow Jesus was dying for you. That you with your issues, with your problems, with all the things that you know you need to work on in your life, sometimes we have to come back a bit. Because now I say, well, let me stop. And that's how I do it in my church. I forgot you guys are holy. Let me talk to me. With my issues, God will die for me. He would, before I was thinking about him, take the cross, right? So it started to lead me to think that if a reconciler, being Jesus Christ, his thought is that I don't wait until you get it together to begin to reconcile you to God, to die on the cross, so that can happen, so maybe I shouldn't be waiting till his pants to be up and his hat off before I start the ministry of reconciliation. Right? Maybe there's some things going on with me that are an issue, not so much with the person I'm coming in contact with. But I love this. He says, and. So he needs you to understand that not only did he die for you, but when he died for you and reconciled you to God, he did something else too. He gave you the same job. And he has given you the ministry of reconciliation. That means that as soon as you accept Christ, you become a minister. Stop. All these folks who say, I'm ordained. Welcome to full-time ministry today. You are a minister of reconciliation. You don't have a choice in the matter. You don't get to choose that ministry. You don't get to come and take a spiritual gifts inventory for that ministry. You don't get to sit in front of your pastor and say, where do you think I fit best here? No, you are a minister of reconciliation as soon as you get reconciled. Uh-oh. See, when Paul starts to tell us that we are called to the ministry right away, he wants to make sure that he spells out what that looks like, because he doesn't want to leave us in the dark. But what I want to do is I want to talk a little bit about what happened at the cross, so that we can remember that this is not a new principle, because some of us struggle with whether Paul is agreeing with Jesus on some stuff. I used to do that. But watch this. Let's look at what happens at the cross, all right? At the cross, we have this vertical beam, right, where Christ is suspended from the cross, and he knows, and it says that he has reconciled the relationship between us and God, right? We know that that's happening. Father, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. This is all about them. Please, 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 please ignore the fact that they don't know who I really am. This is for them. You know, it is finished, right? I did it. I tore the veil. Relationship is restored. They have access. But what I love is the lesser talked about story of the thief on the side. Because another one of the 7 last words was to the thief, today, you will be in paradise with me, right? Today. Now, I don't know what your theology is. I don't know what you believe about heaven. All right? But no matter what you believe about heaven, the undeniable fact is that Jesus told him that today, you'll be with me in paradise. And what I love is that if you could take your mind off of what that means, is he going to be in heaven right now, or does he have to wait, is that the tribulation, blah, 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 blah. Look, today you'll be in paradise. That means that today you are reconciled to me. Because you recognized that you deserved to be there and that I had done nothing. I need you to look at the picture of that in their humanity, not just in his divinity. The thief says to a man who's innocent, I deserve to be here. I've done this. There's even a story, a myth, that the thief on the cross at that time had something to do with Jesus as a young boy. Kind of an urban legend that he actually robbed Mary and Joseph as when Christ was a child. So that's like an urban legend or whatever. And it just so happens that this happens to be the same guy on the cross with him. But can you imagine the kind of reconciliation that is if that story is true? I know I robbed your mom. Right? I know I jacked you on the street corner. I'm sorry. And for me to be up here dying with you, both of us to have the electric chair, is just not right. And I recognize that if you're up here and you've done nothing wrong, and I've done everything wrong, and I deserve to be here, that this can't be right. Will you forgive me? That's the reconciliation that's happening between two men, along with the reconciliation that's happening between God and man. I need you to see that there's two parts. And to me, you know, I got this, so I'm glad to see. I was going to say his name anyway, so now it looks like I'm sucking up, but I let it go. But I heard Coach say over and over again that we see these two sides of Christianity. And I think those two sides are for them for reconciliation as well. In John 13, it talks about a new commandment I give to you, that you love one another, right? Right? A new commandment I give to you, that you love me. Is that what he says? No, that you love. They shall know you're my disciples if you have love for each other. For each other. They'll know you love me when you love one another. Matthew 22. What's the greatest command? Great teacher. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, strength. And the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself.